Hi everybody, welcome to the Advuyad Revival podcast. Today I'm going to be talking with Alfie about a few of the films that we're going to see at the Iris Prize Film Festival. How are you today, Alfie?
Emotionally, I'm doing well. Physically, I've been running around quite a bit today, and any fellow transmask baddies will know what that's like in a binder,
Yep.
which is the extent of what I'll say on that.
That's great. That's great. So we are going to be talking about a few of the films at Iris. Now, you attended Iris Prize last year.
Yes.
Was there anything there that stood out to you then?
Yeah, I enjoyed everything that I got to see on the opening day, as that was just a really special day to me in general, as that was the first time I'd ever been to a film festival focusing on as much representation within the LGBTQ plus community as
Yeah.
Iris does. I especially enjoyed seeing Teth, as that was the
Okay.
first time that I'd ever seen a short film focus so heavily on a situation with a trans man, and
Yeah.
I loved the way that it was presented in a comedic lens, and yet it still went so in depth with the emotional vulnerability of it
Yeah.
all, especially with his relationship with his dad.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah. We also recently saw another one of his works.
Yes.
That was really good. Dynolwaith.
Yes.
I think it was Leo Drayton.
Yes.
Yes. That was very, very good. That was a similar topic as well.
Yeah.
How did that,
That one, it's really something, because I connected with it on such a deep personal level, and because of that, it's almost feels like a struggle to even express the ways that I did,
Yeah.
because I know a lot of the people that I got to talk to about their own experience with it, and how emotionally expressive they allowed themselves to be with it. Like, I felt myself trying to hold back, because I'm like, this hits really close to home. But it was so beautifully done, especially like a one-man show.
incredible. It was incredible.
I mean, it's famously hard to do those at all, and I was hooked the entire time. And I also just appreciate how, with all of Leo's work, he really tries to bring in the blending of Welsh language and
that was
his
really good.
connection to his heritage and all aspects of how he connects to his identity. Oh, I'm such a fanboy of his.
Yes. There's several transmasculine representations throughout Iris this year.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that is calling to you specifically?
One of the best of British films that stuck out to me immediately was Bred.
Okay.
Because when I first saw that it would be exploring the topics of pregnancy and the character Owen's relationship with his cisgender male partner, Sean, I was immediately fascinated to see how that dynamic
me too.
was going to play out in general.
No, that was a really interesting concept to bring up, and a very important topic to bring up as well. It's something that I don't think gets mentioned, and it's nice to see them get into a more detailed aspect of the trans experience in a film festival. It's like, why does this?
Yeah. Something that stuck out to me immediately when I watched the film, I'm now going to try to be really navigating not saying spoilers.
Yeah. This is spoiler free.
But it stuck out to me immediately how even though his like Owen's transness is tied to the plot in the way of the pregnancy test and all of that. I was really pleasantly surprised that his that his transness itself wasn't more of the plot point in the sense of like them drawing attention to him being a trans man. I really, really enjoyed that. Despite like the circumstances, that he just got to be portrayed as a man.
Yeah.
Which is that's something that I always really enjoy seeing in any form of queer representation, where even if it's a part of the plot, that the characters just get to be humans.
I mean, that's part of what Iris is, right? It's queer stories, but it's real queer stories, and it's queer filmmakers writing their stories, and it's uplifting that.
I will say Purebred is definitely, it feels real. And when I first watched it, going into it, I was hoping to see that fairy tale ending. I wanted to see the trans joy, and without trying to give away the ending, the how the film concluded, I didn't realize it until it was already playing out and happening and was presented the way it was. But the ending that Purebred gives is the one it needed.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, it was definitely like, it felt like a conclusion. Yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah, there was a lot of it was a very interesting film in the terms of like imagery, in the way that everything was paced, the way everything was cut together.
the pacing I was obsessed with.
Yeah.
Especially like in 2025 when so much of media is just like bang, next shot.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that there was so much breath and space, and that it just worked, and that like even in the moments where there was like the longest, heaviest, deepest silence, there was still so much clear subtext and story being presented. And it
was a really clear, like, normally I personally don't enjoy pauses in those films, but like in this film it felt very like pertinent. Like the pauses were purposeful, and they were there, and they were saying something.
Yeah.
More so even than like the dialogue that we got. It was really, really good. It was a really like excellent display of like what you can do with like almost what you can do with silence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was really good.
Yeah, and I think silence works very well with alongside Owen's emotional journey that he's going through, because there's just a lot of isolation.
Yeah.
And I feel like even though people can be connected through silence, I feel like it really served to drive home the state that Owen was in.
Yeah. No, it was really good at pushing forward that you felt like you were in his headspace. Like you could feel what he was feeling. It was a very like deep, like personal way of expressing how he was feeling. Yeah. There was a lot of beautiful colors as well. I think the coloring of the film was very nice. It very much gave you the feel of what they were going for. Yeah.
I don't want to read too far into imagery and start reaching in that aspect, but I enjoyed seeing bits of the space.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I feel like it gave a sense of chaotic disorganization.
Yeah.
which I feel gave us an insight into the type of person that Sean
Yeah.
is, and
Yeah. I mean, set dressing's important. That's basically, yeah. Everything about it felt very purposeful. It didn't feel like there was anything that was extra,
yeah,
anything unnecessary. But yeah, a big point of that film, a big through line was male sexuality, especially for gay men,
yes,
or for just queer men. And that was a big thing that we also saw in one of the other films, Sleazy Tiger,
yes,
which I know you also enjoyed.
yes.
So tell me about that.
Oh, um, Sleazy Tiger.
Yep.
I feel like it's one of those short films that I definitely feel many man loving men audiences are going to especially appreciate.
Yeah.
Um I I personally enjoyed the way that oh sorry, I just need a moment to
That's okay. No, it was a really like quick, funny, very
yeah.
comedic, but also like talked about things and kind of was reassuring. I feel like I got
Yeah,
that vibe
yeah.
throughout.
It was definitely a massive contrast to Purebred.
Yes.
um, like the pacing, complete opposite. But it served the story it was trying to get across beautifully. Um, the timing of everything, the just being in your face,
Yes.
unapologetically raunchy.
Yeah.
And but also with all of the sexual exploration happening, there's still such a deep underlying current of vulnerability.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks loud to an experience that many like men loving men or masculine uh,
Yeah.
queer people experience
Yeah.
um, of wanting connection.
I mean, that's universal.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is universal. Um, of wanting to find their someone,
Yeah.
but in where getting that quick fix of intimacy and just a feeling of closeness. It comes quicker through sex sometimes.
Yeah.
And um
And this film really like explored that.
yeah,
Really pointed that out. Really talked about
yeah,
it.
it really did. And it's I think it's the fact that even though it's so whimsical,
Yeah.
there's so much whimsy.
Definitely.
It's still makes you feel seen.
Yeah.
I'm saying you in a general sense,
Yeah.
but
It definitely did. Yeah. It definitely like. I think the goal of the film was definitely to reach out to people and be like, "We see you. You're okay."
yeah,
Kind of. I definitely get that kind of reassuring vibe throughout, but also adding in that fun and that whimsy, like you said, like the comedy of it made it so enjoyable to watch. And then at the end, you just kind of were like, "Oh, that was nice."
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I, I, his, Alan,
Protagonist.
the protagonist, um, his journey with that and walking in and everything just feeling dreamlike, almost like instantly,
Yeah.
um, was very interesting to see, because it really it feel like it. I got a sense of who he was as a person almost immediately.
Yeah.
And even with all of the vulnerability and like relationship, like fears revolving around what he wants to get out of a relationship,
Yeah.
and
yeah, fears around relationships and that kind of commitment issues and that kind of thing. Yeah. That's very real and very relatable, which I think the film really tried to like push very much. And I liked the way the film was also, it felt very whimsical, very fast, like you were saying, but also in a way that was like, it felt very almost theatery. I could almost see it on a stage. I could almost definitely see that on the stage. And it was very interesting to see how they combined those two aspects. It felt very like physical comedy kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like you said, unapologetically raunchy. Very raunchy.
I really enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah.
I feel like Iris is the perfect space to blend in films that you might not necessarily get to see in other situations with I don't know, it's not censorship necessarily, but even though there's no like blatant nudity, it still touches on lines that I think was very successful in how they presented it.
I definitely think so. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in and doing this interview. This was a great chat. I was really excited to hear what you had to say. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Thank you for watching the Ad Revival podcast, which is brought to you by the Performance and Media students at the University of South Wales. Goodbye.